messages on screen after the wooden added initial navigation becomes available. This station will also
Welcome to the Casual Preppers Podcast. Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers Podcast, the only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment. We're your hosts, Cam and Kobe. We're ready to bring survival goodness direct to your dirty little ear holes.
If you watch the video, I was trying to get pumped up and smash my hand on the
You did. I don't know
table.
if that's going to make the video or not with our little opener, but I hope it does.
Yeah.
I hope it does.
I was air drumming.
He was.
Smashed it down into
The
the...
little opener, he's really getting into it.
Trying pumped up. I went
Yeah.
to the dentist and fell asleep in the chair, so
Yeah.
a little tired.
He's a little tired. He's a little
Got cold.
groggy, but we're ready to go.
It's gonna be good.
What's happening today, Cameron?
Well, we didn't want to go over the top and go into bug out vehicles. We want to
Sure.
talk about having your regular transportation vehicle ready for whatever.
Yeah, for
Just get it ready.
just prep it.
Just
Get it
feel good on
prepped.
every trip. The thing, I think this is good because every time we go up to see my parents, it's like a 4-hour drive, and my wife's like, "What is all this? Why do you need a hatchet and a machete and an MRE and like fills up the back?"
Podcasting equipment. What is
And the
this?
kids, I'm like, "You got to put your legs on this bug out this bag because it's got to go with us." So
Yeah.
we're gonna try and talk about how to
Yeah.
utilize all that gear and where you're gonna put it. and
That's
stuff.
absolutely true.
But I take way too much when I
Yeah,
go.
I usually do too.
It's just like all this crap in there.
We also have some survival boxes to look at today. We have a battle box to look at today. It's just going to be a glorious time, and we're glad you're all here to enjoy it with us.
Happy Easters.
Happy Easters, all right? First, guys, today's podcast is brought to you by TAC Pack, the only monthly tactical subscription box with useful professional-grade stuff inside. Get 10% off your first TAC Pack with our code, Casual Preppers, at TACPack.com and join the thousands of satisfied subscribers today. You're going to get 10% off with our code, Casual Preppers, when you go to TACPack.com and get your first TAC Pack.
Get it.
Yeah. Jeez.
You are not prepared for Taka.
That's right. A few other little things I want to talk about. Gone. We released Gone Chapter 1 a couple weeks ago. We're about halfway to our goal.
Yeah.
We're not satisfied at
Sure
all
is.
where we're at. I mean,
No, we're not.
we want 5,000 views. And if we don't get it within the next few weeks, maybe by the next regular podcast, we might just move on.
You will not see.
You won't see chapter
a number
2.
2 out of either of us.
You're not going to see number 2. Well, we're just going to see kind of how it goes. And we don't have to do chapter 2.
No,
we
don't.
And we're
We don't
okay.
do anything.
We're okay with that.
Yeah.
So,
But we want to.
but if we can get to that 5,000 goal by like the next podcast, we'll go ahead and do it. If
We'll
not,
try
we'll
and
move
keep
on.
it going.
We'll do something else. All right. So we thank you for watching what you have though, and thanks for sharing it and doing all those things. But that's where we are there.
Yeah.
One other thing I want to talk to you about, a good friend of ours, Chuck Rathall on Instagram. Dude, he's got some really cool stuff. I
have actually looked at his stuff.
his bushcraft
I'm kind of
photos.
jealous.
Oh, they are beautiful.
They really are.
They really are
Where do you get
beautiful.
this stuff?
Yeah, so if you go to @ChuckRathall, you're gonna find him on Instagram. His hobbies include practicing bushcraft skills, prepping, photography, and listening to Casual Preppers. I mean,
He's a modern man.
He's definitely a modern man. Modern man's on Instagram @ChuckRathall.
Yeah, he does have some beautiful pictures.
Yeah, so you should go check it out because it's really, really cool.
Listener reviews starts now.
This is a big old long.
This is a
sucker.
freaking novel.
Yeah, it's a good one. This is from Ed Ward. Ed with 2 D's. This is on Facebook.
ADD.
ADD. He says, Cam and Comey.
Yes.
Hey, yes. Cam and Kobe have blessed my dirty little ear holes. Y'all are freaking hilarious, and I'm going to save all your podcasts for the apocalypse. I told my wife that we need to have family time and dig a moat around our house to prepare for the epoch and to lose some weight, as fatties die first. Z rule number 1.
Hey, honey, it's time to lose some weight. Why don't we go out and dig a trench?
Let's dig
around
that moat we've been talking about for years. We be an old baby boomer and a Gen Xer. Good thing I'm a flat earther now since listening to you because you all debunking that conspiracy theory. No need to worry about digging that deep to China. We're going to use some protein and cook us up some pig's feet and pickles, as well as having some bulgur as food stores. We've been training the hamsters and guinea pigs to use power boats to patrol the moat. Now all we need is mini ARs and AKs to arm them. I try to listen use at work, but I laugh too hard and I can't get them hydraulic pumps made. Cam, you're not a racist. Them people dressed in black, no matter what Kobe says. The voices y'all do are hilarious, especially the 7-Eleven voices. What is that? What's the 7-Eleven?
Why don't you come over here and get some?
That's right. Okay, I wasn't even thinking about that. That's right. You have become my favorite prepper podcast with useful information and entertainment to boot. Keep up the good work. Enjoyed your Gone short movie as well. Looking forward to further episodes. Also, have you debunked the conspiracy theory of us living in the Matrix now? Gonna go investigate them battle boxes now and see if I can fit one in the budget. Keep up the good work, Ed, with 2 Ds.
This is if we were to write another book,
That'd be it.
this would be the
I might just put my name on it and throw it up on Amazon.
this is like a summary of the last 77 episodes.
It is, man. That was well done.
All the good stuff.
If you guys want to be a part of this portion of the podcast, go to iTunes, go to Facebook, go to Kindle Book on Amazon. Leave us a 5-star review and make it awesome.
It's a mad, mad world.
I saw. Hey, where did mine go? Did it get taken out of there?
I didn't see anything in there at all,
it's in there.
ever.
It's okay.
Do you want to go? Do you want me
I'll
to
go real fast.
Okay.
So, satellite images have started to see new activity at the North Korean
Yeah.
nuclear site.
There's a lot of stuff going
Those
on.
little lion sons of North Korea,
Yeah.
they are obviously doing whatever they want.
Well, yeah.
Probably going to start some testing up again and nuke some more mountains, and then who knows what else. Also, old Putin and Kim Jong-un,
They're going to meet.
they're going to meet up.
I heard
and they're
about
gonna
that.
make some deals.
Yeah.
Shady business going on.
High tea.
So
in
watch out.
Moscow.
World War III.
Yeah.
Top dogs.
That's right, man.
They're going to start.
I would
planning.
love to be a fly on the wall in that conversation.
Me too.
Although I don't know Russian or Korean, so it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense.
I know.
But I'd have to. It would be cool to see what's going on
Yeah.
there. Can you imagine
The
those two
same
meeting?
country, yeah.
Like Vladimir probably has like a bear he brings with him or something on a leash. You know, Kim Jong Un's got like 19 virgins.
Yeah.
that are like, yeah.
I'll trade
Who
you-
knows what's gonna
trade
happen?
you one bear.
Yeah, one bear for 10 virgins.
I'll trade you one bear.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly how it's gonna sound. What does
Man, I
Kim
don't
Jong
know
Un sound like?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know Korean.
I don't either. Speaking of the Russians, Cameron, the Russians are screwing with the GPS system to send bogus navigation data to thousands of ships. Have you seen about this?
I did seen about it.
Yeah, I've seen about it too. That's what I'm talking about. So the Russians are hijacking the global navigation satellite system.
I mentioned it a little bit at one point.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But not this detailed.
Okay. Maybe I missed that.
You did miss
on a
it.
mass scale to confuse thousands of ships and airplanes about where they are, a study by the Center for Advanced Defensive Studies found. So
You know what? Maybe I put it down and then I switched to the alien thing. That's what happened.
maybe that's what it was because I don't necessarily.
But this was
remember.
interesting.
But that's okay. Yeah. So basically, what they're doing, they have this jamming equipment that they
Yeah.
use. So I know that at his compound, at Vladimir's house, like the GPS doesn't work anywhere. Like it's all jacked up.
That's
So if you want to try and track him there, it's not going to happen. Also, they're basically following him around with these GPS jammers so that like everywhere he goes, there's no way to use GPS.
That's so crazy.
I know, it's crazy, huh? I just thought that was kind of interesting.
I thought it was interesting too. Obviously, you don't want a target on the back of your head because
Yeah.
you're doing some shady business.
Exactly. So
Funny.
Yeah, there you go.
Our president don't wear anti-GPS clothing.
No. Just wears a weird wig or something.
You can spot him a mile away.
Yeah, you could. So Cameron, let's talk about prepping your vehicle.
All right.
I think it's a fun topic. It's a good topic, and that's why we chose it.
It is a fun topic.
So we haven't. Have we done a bug out vehicle episode yet?
Transportation.
We did a transportation episode. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay. So this isn't necessarily about bug out vehicles.
It's not brand new. I mean, some of the details are there's kind of crossover, but
Yeah.
for the most part, we know most of you are probably just driving an everyday vehicle.
Sure. Yeah.
It's not bulletproof glass, Hummer, solid rubber tires,
Yeah.
winch. Oh man, I'm getting,
Oh, jeez.
I'm sweating talking about it. But we know you have an everyday vehicle, and how do you prepare that? So
Yeah. Exactly. So I mean,
why do you do this?
why? Why would you prep
Why
your
the
car?
frick would you do this?
What is the point?
Why do you have all that crap? This is for my wife. This
Yes.
episode's for my wife.
So Tawny, listen up. All right, Kim's gonna drop you some
Kobe's
knowledge.
going to drop you some
Okay,
knowledge.
yeah.
I'll
So
stumble through
why
some-
prep your car? Most of us literally are in our cars every single day. Like we are.
Literally.
I mean, literally every single day. And for some of us, it's a very significant amount of time.
Yeah.
Commutes can be long, monotonous, and
If it wasn't for those commutes, our podcast probably wouldn't.
it would not
have
exist.
listeners.
Yeah. We just need you guys to get as bored as absolutely possible so that you will download. So the average American spends up to 12 years of their life in a car, Cameron.
That's depressing.
That is super depressing, but it kind of goes to show that, hey, your car needs to be ready for all sorts of things, right? So our vehicles become very important because of this to prepping and to survival. They're going to be our tickets out of bad situations. They're going to be our lifelines when we have to get home in a hurry or if we have to bug out. They could be shelter if we need to. They could be a gosh damn weapon.
You can.
They absolutely
Obviously,
can.
they're using that way nowadays.
They are, yes.
Terrorists.
And they can
and
also
such.
be extra storage.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a place to store some stuff right there.
There it is.
Right there. So, really quickly, as you're picking your vehicle, like we said, we're not necessarily talking about bug out vehicles, but we are talking
Maybe
about.
you're shopping for a vehicle right now.
Maybe it's
And
time.
you kind of want to be a little bit
Yeah.
prepper about it.
Yeah, so you could still get that everyday, vehicle that's going to get you to and from work, but you can have a few little features that might assist
Yeah.
in an SHTF scenario or in everyday disaster scenarios, okay? Just look at a few things. Does it have four-wheel drive? That's not necessarily always something you have to look at, but it's going to be a huge help, especially if you live in a place that has bad winters.
Yeah.
Or
You don't know when you have to maybe go around a little detour, go off the road. Like
Yeah.
I had an old 73 pickup, no four-wheel drive. And I remember backing down into just turn around
And
on
you
the
just get
shoulder.
stuck.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that would have.
it's a joke.
So anyway,
Yep. So you can look at
you
four-wheel
want all
drive.
four of those bad boys turning.
All-wheel drive is also good,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
And then if you're not going to get either of those, at least look for something that's front-wheel drive because that's a little bit better when it comes to inclement weather.
Yeah,
So something to think about. Cameron always likes to say, I need clearance in my vehicle. I need to be able
I
to
do
get
need
over
clearance.
stuff. I need clearance. So that's something you could think about as well. What does your clearance look like? Gas mileage. There's trade-offs. You want this big, badass-looking truck.
I
but
love
it
my
gets
bug-out vehicle,
8
but-
miles a gallon.
It
You know what I mean?
Probably gets 10 at the most.
But that's not necessarily bad because sometimes you have bigger, gas tanks. So, as fuel economy is something you need to look at, as well as cargo space.
Yeah.
Because if you got to take kids like Cam does, but you also got to take all your bug out stuff like Cam does.
Or just your bug-out stuff and leave your kids.
Yeah, there's
Either way, you're going to have space.
yes, you're gonna have space either way. So those are just a few things that you're gonna want to look at.
Yeah.
As you're starting that, looking for a car. So, what are some scenarios that you might face, Cameron, when in a vehicle that you would need to prep for, or need to be thinking about, right?
Yeah.
Number one, car accidents. It happens to everybody.
Most common thing.
It's gonna happen at some point in your life. You're gonna get in a car accident, right? So, if you have just basically some bare essentials for
Yeah.
that situation, you're going to be, far and above most people. First aid kit, skills, first aid skills. Those two things that could save your life. That could save somebody else's life. So how hard is it to throw a first aid kit in your car?
Right.
It literally takes 10 seconds.
Right.
Depending on where your car is.
True.
If your car's miles away, it's going to take more than 10 seconds. But the act of putting it in your car, it's not a big deal. So just
Right.
get one. They're relatively cheap.
Spoiler alert.
Uh-huh.
The medical tip is going to go over your essentials for a bug-out or a car kit.
Dude, I love that. I'm so excited and I can't wait for it.
Spoiler.
So first aid kit and first aid skills are something that are going to help you in that. Cell phone and ways to communicate with emergency services. Know what the number is. It's 911 here in the United States. It's different numbers in different countries, but just know, make sure that you can get a call out if you need to. Water, have some extra water. You never know if you need to clean off a chopped off foot or something with some water. And water's good. Okay.
Water's just great.
Think about water.
You might have to put in your radiator.
Yeah, you might, yeah.
Or your windshield wiper.
Or you just get a
fluid.
younger classmate to pee in it, like they did in Red Dawn. Flares or emergency lights are great to make sure that no big old trucks run into you.
I love me some good flares.
You do. You're a countermeasure fiend.
You can start a fire with them.
Yes, you can.
So
Speaking of that, fire extinguisher. That's something you're going to want in your car as well. Wrecks can cause
don't start
fires.
flares inside your car.
No, not unless you want to use a fire
Especially if
extinguisher.
you don't have fire extinguisher.
Exactly. The last thing for car accidents, situational awareness. It's always going to help you when driving, defensive driving, those types of things.
Yeah.
Be thinking about
How to
that.
be careful, how to get off the road.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch for other cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't be dumb.
The shoulders are smaller than you think.
They are.
You need to get a lot further off.
They really are, yeah. So another situation is getting home in an SHTF event. That's your vehicle is going to get you home, hopefully, in any of these types of events, right? So if you want to look at getting a get home bag,
And that may not be your standard 30-minute drive.
May
It may
not.
be 4 more hours
might be
through the mountains. Maybe you got to go from East Coast to West Coast, back to the middle. I don't know.
Yeah, just crazy.
There's
stuff. might
sometimes
happen.
detours get out of control.
You're right. So a get home bag is something great to have in your car. So if you want to go listen to episode 52, we go all over get home bags.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Most of
cover
the time you're
like
going
crazy.
to work or something alone, so you have room in the back seat. to have
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
bag back there.
You've got room. Anybody has room in their car for a get home bag.
sure.
I don't care what you're driving. You got room. Extra fuel might be nice to have.
What's the? This is a nice vehicle, but like, how big's your compartment for a bug out
Yeah.
bag? That's
You got a get home
priority
bag
here.
compartment. Yeah.
So
So
build that in. That'd be cool.
extra fuel is great to have in that situation. Also, defensive weapons. Thinking about those. Do you
Fire
have something?
extinguisher.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
you're
many
right.
survival games is that? Like the
Yeah.
first thing. You can
Yeah, you knock somebody in the head, you can spray them in the eyes. There's a lot of different things you can do.
Shoot
so,
'em,
getting
disorient.
home. Exactly. Getting home in SHTF is a big thing. Bugging out in your vehicle is a situation that you might do, right? I mean, your everyday vehicle will most likely also be your bug out vehicle.
Yep.
Cam, it's not. Well, sometimes it is.
In a way, it's.
But he's got some separation there, which is awesome. I commend him for that.
I pick and choose.
Yeah, he gets to pick and choose. I don't. My everyday vehicle is also going to be my bug out vehicle. Either mine or my wife's car. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. They're both, my
Both of them be.
my Jeep Cherokee.
Both of them have the clearance that I would want.
Exactly. It has enough clearance that Cam is excited about it. But yeah, so I've picked one that's kind of both. I've got a Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk, so it's like, it's got 4-wheel drive, it's got lockers, it's trail rated,
Yeah.
all those types of things. So just thinking about it, you might have to bug out. If you want to go listen to episode 74,
Yeah.
we talk about bugging
Mine's
out.
a gas hog, so I don't drive it all the time to
Sure,
work.
yeah. Okay, bugging in. This is another, you don't think about bugging in and having your vehicle being a really good resource, but it really is when you're bugging in, right?
Yeah.
Like we said, it can serve as extra storage for your preps.
Yeah.
Like you can put a bunch of stuff in there. I mean, nobody's
really
telling
can.
you you can't unless your wife tells you you can't. You can put stuff in there.
But it's true. It's like having that additional tent to
Yeah.
store all your supplies and then have room to live.
Exactly.
So it's perfect.
Yeah, you're right. It can also get you to emergency services, Red Cross, if you need to, or
Walmart,
Walmart.
Target.
Yeah, Target. You can go hunting if you need to in a bug in situation. You can go
You
scavenging.
can hunt from
Yes,
your car.
and that's what people do frequently.
They do. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I remember riding my bike. Somebody stopped and like I see these guns come out the window.
Yeah.
and I jumped in the ditch and was like freaking out. I was
Did
like,
you really?
and they were just
It is illegal.
hunting out of the window.
Most
It
places
is.
to shoot from your car, but
but
is
it
something you can
happens.
do.
Everybody's seen it.
Yeah. So, you can go hunting, you can go scavenging with your vehicle. So those things are going to help in a bug-in situation. If it comes down to it, you can use it as cover in a firefight or to block an entrance or an exit. I mean, there's a lot
I
of
like
different.
that, yeah.
Think about it. Also, if you have an inverter of some sort that you can put in your car or it already has an inverter, if you're at home and you've lost power, you can charge items from your car.
Yeah.
I mean, it becomes a huge resource in that kind of situation, in a grid down situation where your vehicle is still working. So it's huge.
Yeah, some of the
Humongous.
new ones. Yeah,
Mine has one in the back.
It's what. Yeah, it already has the outlet in it, which is sweet.
Exactly. Yep. Submersion is something that might happen. It's not the most common thing, but you kind of want to be prepared for it, right?
I've always been terrified of this.
It's scary. Yeah.
Get knocked off into a river or something.
Yep. So a vehicle escape tool is a must for that type of situation. I have something that I keep just on
Yours is
my,
like readily
my
accessible,
visor.
huh?
Yeah. So it's basically it's the Stat Gear. I don't remember the exact model number, but anyways, it has a window breaker and it has a seatbelt cutter on it. Really easy to grab in that situation. I mean, those are cheap too. You
And
can
what's
get
the
them.
real common ones? Life Hammer or something like that?
Yeah, Life Hammer's another one, or is it Life Hammer?
I don't think it's Life Hammer.
I don't remember what it is, but yeah,
Anyway.
they have those. Yeah. So think about that in a submersion scenario, right? Also, you might just have to survive in your car. You might get stuck somewhere. Like we talked a few weeks ago about a dude who lived off Taco Bell packets. hot sauce packets.
Well, that guy that lives by my family, he got in that snowstorm, and they couldn't get through for like a week and a half.
Jeez, really?
Sorry, not that long. It was like 2 days, 2.5 days or something.
Yeah.
He had to just live out of there. Like the truck drivers and stuff, they were like sharing food between each other. And I'm like,
it's insane, man. You just don't know, right?
No.
So thinking about that,
we'll go over some of these items to have in your vehicle a little more detail, but it kind of applies to these
absolutely.
situations.
So you could be stranded and broken down. You can't get anywhere, so you kind of have to survive in there, or you could be lost. There's a lot of different scenarios that might happen in survival in a vehicle. So make sure you have some extra food and some water, something to start a fire, some extra clothing and blankets are nice for that situation. It's something
maybe wear edible panties.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do every day just in case. Just in case.
You never know.
You never know.
If you need extra food.
Something I haven't thought about much, this episode kind of got me thinking about, is having your essential daily medications a little bit in your vehicle.
Yeah.
Because what if you get stranded somewhere and like you have to have heart medicine, or you have to have whatever it might be.
I'm sure you already have your Xanax bottle or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
add
I
a
do.
few of your crucial medicines.
But think about that. Like if you got stranded for a day or two,
And you could store it down deep in the console or in the glove box to where it's not going to get in the heat. And they usually have the orange containers.
Exactly, yeah. So it's something to think about.
It is a good idea.
Cell phone, a booster, a charger, and maybe even a CB for, you don't know. And just quickly, if you're stranded in like a situation where it's really cold outside and you have limited fuel, just every hour turn the car on for like 10 minutes, let it run, let it heat up, turn it back off.
Yeah.
Just think about that. That's just a quick little tip, all right, Cameron?
Good tip. I like it.
Car breakdowns. These happen frequently as well.
They do, no matter the model.
It's going to happen to everybody. I don't care how nice your car is. It's just going to happen. Have a basic tool set. Cam's going to talk about that in later on in the episode. Also, jumper cables or a battery to jump, some oil, coolant, and fluid. Some gloves are nice, like those mechanics gloves. Those things are sweet to have around.
They are.
Tow strap, tire chains, handyman jack, shovels, all those things in case you get stuck. And also, I mean, AAA and roadside assistance is so cheap.
Yeah.
Like, why not just have it?
I know.
As a
I
backup.
forget that it's even
Yeah.
available. Like, I mean, most of your car insurances have it.
They do,
You just don't even.
You just have to know it. You have to know the number.
Right. It's a big deal.
We talked about car fires. Those aren't good. Get an extinguisher. Also, a carjacking. Depending on where you live. Just be smart. Don't go in the south side of Chicago with your brand new Lexus or something. You know what I mean? Bad idea.
Just don't go to Chicago.
Just don't go to Chicago. So, anyways, those are just a few situations where
Yeah, I
prepping
see
your
how a lot of those
vehicle-
things can apply to all of them,
Absolutely.
So, a big thing about being prepared with your vehicle is having it regularly maintained. You want to make sure that it's ready to go and it's not going to give you trouble, and it just takes a lot of stress off from you. You want to go through some daily simple checks. If you're filling up, it's a good time to check your oil levels. Even newer cars can eat a lot more oil than you would expect.
Yeah.
And then you got to go into the bigger routine checkups, like checking the serpentine belt, timing belt, stuff like that. Make sure that it's not corroded and weathered and no wind. All of that needs to be changed. Just keeps you a lot further ahead of the game.
Absolutely.
And the oil, depending 3,000, 6,000 miles, depending on what type of oil you're running. If you're in 10,000 mile range and haven't changed it, it's probably time to do that.
That might be a good
Get the
idea.
filter changed out.
Yeah.
And then the air filters and cabin filters and things like that, like those are easy to overlook. I don't check my air filter all the time.
Yeah.
And we live in a really windy, dusty area. And a lot of performance issues can come from that. If you go up into the mountains and you're already low oxygen, your motor starts stuttering and sputtering.
No
because your
good.
filters are plugged, maybe.
Exactly.
So checking on those things. Coolant's easy to overlook as well. I don't check my radiator fluid as much as I should. And, you go through season after season and then you're like, well, it's getting a little hot in here. Or your
What's
air
the deal?
conditioner sucks. Or you got to check that out. Or your heater sucks is usually what happens. Tires are a big thing.
Did you say Tyler's?
Tylers. You got to have the bunch of Tylers
All
with
you Tylers out there, shout out.
Kind of a big deal in my world. I knew a bunch of Tylers in high school.
Always been good guys. Always been good guys.
This is the problem with my vehicle now, my bug out vehicle, is that the tires on it are sweet. They're like mud tires. They got a lot of traction. they're like 15 years old.
Yeah.
Like
They
if I'm
start to,
going to
like,
go
crack
very
and stuff.
far, it's going to start throwing rubber and I'm going to be in trouble. So that's one thing is the tire might look nice, but you got to look for those cracks and, you know, is the wall damaged? Are you constantly pumping the tires up because you got a flat? Go get it fixed.
Get fixed, dummy.
Don't cost very much.
Well, it depends. Yeah. If you got to get a new tire.
Go to the place to put your tires on there unless
Yeah.
you bought a brand new car.
If you get a new tire, those can be expensive.
Tires can be.
You just don't know.
But to fix a flat, you know?
Yeah.
Or it doesn't cost much to go get a nail. That's usually
No.
what's in there anyway.
Yeah.
Make sure you have a full spare tire. This is another thing that I need to get from my pickup. Like the spare tire has been taken and it's
Yeah.
gone. And I need to put one in there. Donut tires. I bet you all of us have driven 80 miles an hour on a donut.
Don't use it.
Do not. Yeah. There's like we had like my Volkswagen. It's basically just like a metal rim with a thick piece of rubber. There's no air in it.
Nothing in it.
And I was
yeah.
like, can't imagine driving very far on one
feel
of
like
those.
you're like driving like all funky.
And it's like, do not exceed 35, and I'm like 90.
yeah,
Got to get to a tire shop.
getting wobbly.
Yeah. Something seems
Not
weird.
good.
Bumps feel weird too.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure that spare tire is that has air in it, that it preferably is a full size spare tire, and that it too isn't just like a lot of times you stick a spare tire that's one that you got from the tire shop that got taken off a car because there's not enough tread
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
So it's like a slick.
Yeah.
You're like, it'll get me
I
somewhere.
don't get my slicks on there.
So consider investing in a nice tire, a good one, like Michelin or something.
yeah, BF Goodrich,
Cooper,
tire.
Firestone,
There's many different brands.
many. And then, like I said, make sure your timing belts are changed, the alternator belt, all those things, just to make sure you don't run into those issues. Because finding that piece of rubber, it's gonna be tricky.
It sure is.
This is kind of a little tip amongst preppers as well. We've mentioned it several times. Keeping your gas tank no lower than half. So don't run on droplets.
Don't do it.
Don't have the gas light on most days of the week. Make sure you have plenty if you need to get out, because I guarantee the gas stations are going to be overwhelmed immediately. Or you can't even pump from them. So.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many of you been out and find out your wipers suck and you got to drive a long way.
I've got to drive with that bad wipers.
Drive. But like the road, all the crap gets kicked up in it and you're like,
It's the worst.
smearing it across there.
When it's like just barely snowing and it's like the worst, you can't.
It's always when it runs out.
Oh, it's the worst.
It's like,
So you're like grabbing clumps of snow from the
I've
side
just
of the road.
overused it all summer because of bugs and stuff.
I
And then
know.
when you actually really need it in the winter, it's like,
Yeah, there's
dry.
nothing in there.
So wiper blades, invest in some good ones that'll also do well in the winter because
And keep
they
extra-
freeze and crack and
Wiper fluid. It's just it's key, man.
yeah. You can use several different types, but the true trusted that stuff cleans everything.
Sure
off.
does.
It's awesome. And then make sure your lights. That's another thing with my pickup is the bulbs are probably the original 1977 bulbs, and I can see like a quarter of a foot in front of me.
Yeah, you can. we found that out when we were doing the Gone video. It's like, gosh, it's
Come
so
to turn your
dark.
lights. They're on.
Like the lights are on. I'm like, what?
Yeah, so make sure there's not a light out, and make sure that you have good lights. It's pretty cheap to put LED lights in your vehicle, or just regular bulbs that are 10 times brighter than they should be.
Yeah.
And you can blind people.
I know.
And then make sure those recalls are handled. Some of them, are related to stupid crap like the door handle or seat belts. Who wears seat belts?
I don't know.
But you want to make sure any of the major like motor issues are addressed.
I think
so
I've
that
got a couple I need to get mine in.
There's
and
always
I just haven't
a
got
freaking
to it,
ton.
man.
It's so
I know.
annoying. So anyway,
That's good.
Those are some of your preventative things to keep your vehicle nice and spiffy and ready to go.
I like it. So let's talk about some of those things to keep in your vehicle besides like those maintenance type stuff. Let's look at water. We talked about this briefly, but I think every vehicle should have water in it. And it becomes kind of difficult sometimes if you live in a really hot area or a really cold area or areas where the temperature fluctuates like crazy. You know what I mean? So you have to be kind of smart about how you do it. All right, Cam? So I
think I'm going to make like a you know, how they have the water bob that goes in your bathtub. I'm going to do one that's just like the floorboards.
Oh, a trunk bob.
Trunk bob.
I like that.
Yeah. Just fill it right up.
So I actually had an argument online with somebody the other day. Well, actually, it was more than it was a while, months ago, about those little water packets. You know, the pouches, the emergency water pouches. They're like, those things are just a selling. You know, they're bogus. You don't need them. And I'm like, well, you actually do. The reason that they're so good is that they actually withstand any sort of temperature fluctuations. It's not gonna affect the water like it would like in a plastic bottle or something, right? So those are fantastic to keep in your vehicle.
Yeah.
And they're gonna withstand, even if they do freeze, they're made so they won't just like burst.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And so those are
they're
perfect for vehicles.
Yeah, because most of the places that you can stuff a ton of those inside all the little nooks
I've got
and
like
crannies.
10 of them in my.
But most of the time, it's like right into the frame.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And so it's metal between the metal and outside. They're going to freeze easily or get overhot.
Yep, exactly.
Overhotted.
It's when it just gets really.
You don't
warm.
want to drink it when it's overhotted.
No. Also, it's so just, you know, think about that. And if you're doing it in the winter and you're trying to keep like bottles in there, you're gonna have to bring it in at night so that it doesn't burst and all those types of things. So you got to be careful. Also, just keep a water filter in your vehicle because that's another just safety measure, a backup just in case, right?
Yeah,
So,
a lot of roadways fall along creek beds and
they do.
river banks.
You're correct, sir. You're correct. Food. That's another good thing to keep in your vehicle. High calorie, long shelf life foods are best and easiest. You know, I have several of the food ration 5-year shelf life bars.
Yeah.
They're going to
It's
taste
nice
like
'cause you don't have to worry
garbage,
about 'em.
but you know, I know that I can survive an extra week if I need to on those things from my vehicle.
Most of the time when I travel with my family, they have an overabundance of snacks and food. So
Yeah, you know you're going to be okay. Like I
you'll be
said,
okay there. But having those extras.
yeah, old fries and fruit snacks are a prepper staple in a vehicle, especially if you got
And if they're
children.
McDonald's fries, they're as good as new.
They're as good as new.
Never.
They're styrofoam after about an hour, but I think they still stay good. Like you can
Literally are styrofoam.
Yeah, I don't know how it works.
Can't heat them up.
I don't get it. Clothing, obviously, especially if it's in the
You
winter.
want to wear your clothes when you drive.
Well, you preferred. You don't have to.
You don't have to.
I've done it before without it. Made it. Everything's all right. But in the winter, you know, no, come on.
I love to drive naked once.
Just
like,
do it.
what's up?
What's up? How's it going? So in the winter, have a coat, have some gloves, have a beanie, some wool socks. I always keep a poncho in my vehicle
me too.
in case of a downpour. Hardly ever rains.
In case you go to Mexico.
I mean, yeah.
You want to fit right in.
I do.
Gray man.
Got one of the Mexican blankets in the back too, with the phrase on them. Yeah.
Mine's already on the seat cover.
Sombrero. It's on the seat cover.
You know, those ones are all like, you just rip that off and throw it around. It's
Yeah.
a poncho.
What, are you American? No, I'm Mexican. Look at that. Look at
Did
that.
you not see my seat cover? Oh, wait, that's Indian. You know how it's like.
Yeah, the Southwestern.
Yeah. Yeah, total like Santa Fe.
Extra socks are always good. Shirts and shorts, all those types of things. It doesn't take up any room. Just throw them in there. Come on, gosh.
Yeah,
Stop
socks don't do
resisting.
anything.
Stop resisting.
Don't disagree with me on this.
Yeah, blankets.
Yeah.
Always have a blanket in your vehicle. I mean,
I always lay my wool one flat across the back. One, to keep all the crap from getting on the carpet.
yeah.
And then it's just nice to have back
It
there.
sure is nice.
But when it's laid
When you
out,
lay
you
it
know,
out.
you're not taking out a lot of
You're right. Yeah.
And it's great for picnics.
It really is. That's
I've
the thing.
used mine several
I
times.
can't tell you how many times I use it.
I've wrapped up a few bodies in them.
Yeah. It'll
Roadkill, just cover it.
6-foot man. Wrap them right up. You know, 4 or 5 raccoons. Don't
yeah,
matter.
Yeah, I get them off the roadway.
Yeah,
Wrap
exactly.
them in that blanket and fling them into the river.
Exactly. I don't know why I wrap them in the blanket. Just an extra part
I
of
don't
the
know why you don't
process.
just kick it off the road.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, so keep a blanket in there. You're going to use it. Medical. Cam's obviously going to talk about that more off or later on, so I'm not going to skip. I'm going to skip it.
Skip it right over
Right
it.
past it. Defensive weapons. Handgun. Obviously, great to have in a vehicle
Very good.
when it comes down to it. A knife. Going to have several knives in
You
your
should
vehicle.
have one already.
Pepper
I
spray.
always carry a machete. I'm not even joking about that. I
Yeah.
always have one in there.
Yeah. Pepper spray, taser.
spray.
I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do. Just have something in case shiz goes down. All right.
Yeah, that taser I've taken a couple of times with me.
Have you?
The one that we got from Battlbox.
Yeah, because like when you find one of those raccoons on the road and they're not quite out, you just tase them real quick.
Yeah. Find one of those homeless people.
Yeah, and they're not quite out. Just
Can I
taser
get
them.
some? You taser them and you get out of there.
Yeah. You want me to wash
I
your
ain't
window?
taking any. I'm not taking risks.
I'm not taking risks. Somebody gets within 5 feet of my vehicle, I'm tasing them. It's just protocol for me.
Like those firemen that carry the boots.
Yeah.
They want you to put stuff in them. I shock them.
I'm not falling for that shit.
Put my hand in there and they'll just trap it and pull me out of the car.
Exactly. Heard it a million times. Seen it a million times.
Yeah, I read about this crap.
Yeah. Escape tool.
Not in my town.
Not in my car. Ain't gonna happen. Cash. Cash, I tell you, in an emergency,
Yeah.
cash is gonna be money.
Yeah.
Get it? When the power is
It's
out.
crazy what those tow truck drivers will do for money.
Exactly. It really is. Yeah, you gotta have money for them tow truck drivers. When the power is out, you can still use cash when your debit cards isn't gonna work. So have some extra cash in there. At least keep $50 somewhere in your vehicle. Don't tell me where it's at. Don't tell anybody where it's at. Okay.
Yeah. And I don't mean quarters and nickels and dimes
I've
spread
got
across
about
your
that
floor. I probably do too.
I've got about that much in quarters, nickels, and dimes. If you got kids, it gets even more complicated.
It does.
Just like life. When you got kids, gosh dang it, everything is complicated. So you have to be thinking about children and the things they need. Fruit snacks, number 1. Fruit snacks. Number 2, water.
Seriously.
Just
It's
fruit-
funny. It's totally backwards for kids.
Yeah.
Like adults, they need their water. They need food. Kids, candy, fruit snacks, whatever it is.
Exactly. Water, books, iPads, Kindles, something to catch puke with, wet wipes, diapers, Benadryl, whatever you need for your kids. Make sure you have some in your
Yeah.
vehicle. All right.
The comfort of a child will make any
really will.
distance seem so much better.
It will.
Because when they're bawling and whining, pooping, burping,
Yeah.
puking,
It's not good.
Horrible
Not
experience.
good. Sanitation. Have some toilet paper in your vehicle or wet wipes, whatever you prefer, whatever kind of method you prefer for butt sanitation. Get it. Have it in your freaking car. Okay. I don't care. And also some hand sanitizer. I don't.
hey, AutoZone, what do you got for butt sanitation?
Where's your butt sanitation section? Is it next to the Armor All, or where is it?
It's down there by Turtle Wax.
It's down by. It's on the side of wiper blades, and then turtle wax, and then butt sanitation.
That's a popular aisle lately.
It really is. I got a 2-for-1. I'm going to Harbor Freight. Their aisle's better.
You got wood burning, and then you have
Wood burning.
yeah. They have like all that random crap.
Yeah.
it's like model boats,
They do.
wood burning,
Model boats.
butt sanitation.
Yeah. Like I said, hand sanitizer for after you're using your butt sanitation. You want hand sanitation.
You do.
So communications is also something you need to think about in your vehicle. Like I said, cell phone, a way to charge your cell phone if your vehicle is incapacitated or down. A backup battery, a booster for your cell phone if you can. Also, CB is kind of extra credit there. Cam's gonna talk a little bit more about that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, the last few items are probably some of the biggest items that I think about when it comes to this. And the number 1 is get home bag.
Yeah.
Like I said, we talked about this in, I can't remember what episode I said it was, but it was back there ways. A get home bag is crucial for any vehicle kit. It's basically the bag that's going to get you back home in case your vehicle's no good. So if you have it in your vehicle, you're prepped for that. And also, it just has a whole bunch of good gear in it for any situation, let alone a get-home situation. So get a get-home bag in your vehicle. Just keep it in your vehicle at all times.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And also,
I agree.
the second thing is the EDC bag. I keep an EDC bag and a get-home bag.
Yeah.
My EDC bag is a little bit smaller. It's just something I can throw on my back if I'm go on a quick hike or if I've got to go do a few things. I can just throw it on, and I know I have like the basic gear that I'm going to need for many situations. So those two things are a big deal.
They are a big deal.
They are, yeah.
And most of you, but that's what I was throwing in forever, is my bug out bag. It's just a little too big. So I kind of consolidated it into kind of a crossover, the get home bag. So it's a little smaller.
Yeah.
And then it also has the car stuff in it. Still takes up quite a bit of space. I got a little carried away. I got like 10 flashlights in mine. And
Yeah.
so now items for vehicle survival. You want to keep yourself alive first,
Yeah.
but you also want to have those things to make your life easier and make your vehicle happy. You want to keep it happy and make
Yeah.
sure it's taken care of.
It's a lot like your wife or your spouse.
Right.
Keep them
It
happy.
is. I've named my car.
Have you?
Yeah.
What's your car's name?
Which one?
I don't know.
Actually, I haven't named one from
Oh.
my high school one was Nelly.
Oh,
Old
nice.
Nelly.
Old Nelly.
Hatchback Subaru with 4-wheel drive.
My buddy's car growing up was named Brian Mitchell. Just give him just a regular name like that.
Brian Mitchell.
Brian Mitchell.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I know.
We had another one that was on the farm truck. It was like an old orange Ford that we call Watanabe because we bought it from a little Japanese guy down the road.
Oh, nice.
It's Watanabe.
Watanabe.
So that's probably racist. I'm sorry about
It
that.
probably was.
But his name was Watanabe, so I just kept his name. Yeah. So obviously it's gonna be hard to buy a new car in the in an SHTF. So hopefully you've got yours all decked out. And like we said before, there's the bug out vehicle that every one of us wishes we had. It's just all decked out with all the stuff. And this is not that. You know, this is your everyday vehicle that is probably going to be your bug out vehicle.
Sure.
So again, I'm just making sure you know that. Okay. Don't get offended that I didn't talk about bulletproof tires and all that stuff.
Sure.
So obviously you want to have some spare parts, fluid and hoses and maybe some belts that you can use to change out. Older vehicles, it's a lot easier to have those things. Usually there's more space, and also the belt isn't as complicated to change out.
Yeah.
Like the Volkswagen that I had, it was like $2,000 job
change the
just
belt.
to change like a $100 belt.
Yeah.
And then you can stash these things. The engine compartment, again, the old vehicles have tons of room up there. The newer ones, not so much, but you can still find little places to put some of those items, some gloves and things like that. Like in my truck, I put in, because I eventually would like a second battery, and I'll talk a little about that. But I have that whole plastic compartment for the battery filled full of like all of my parts, some fluid, and some other fluid. Tools. Know the ones that fit your vehicle. The common socket sizes for like changing your oil, and something to help you get the oil filter off if it's freaking on there tight.
Spark plug tools, all those
You
types
could
of things.
put in a whole big old thing of snap-on tools. I mean, you probably will use 10% of those for that vehicle. Just I've kind of consolidated mine for my yellow little old pickup because I know which bolts, that I need sockets for. And then it's easiest to also just throw in vice grips because they'll adjust to anything, and then a crescent wrench.
Yeah.
Make sure you have those. There's also those really cool, like the trucker. What is it? The
Trucker's Friend?
Yeah. Doesn't that have like some?
Yeah, it
I
has
guess
a few little
the survival
tools on the
tool
back.
is more what I was thinking. A little hatchet thing.
little-
it has
yeah,
a bunch
the
of hex
off-grid
head,
tools.
and it has like a pipe wrench type of thing on it. So just look for something that's gonna, help you to quickly fix your vehicle and know that you have all those adjustable tools. So you don't need to take all your tools. Just know the ones that you need. A headlamp makes life tons easier to fix. So
Absolutely.
both hands are free. You can crawl underneath, and or those magnetic lights. They have some kind of cool snake ones. Even Olight has a couple of those that have a magnet back.
Oh, yeah.
We got one, and then you just stick it to the exhaust.
I think there's one in the new Battlbox. And
Is there?
light
I
that's
love
similar
those
to
that have a magnet on them.
I don't know if it has a
things so
magnet,
much
but-
either.
yeah.
Either. Jumper cables. A good standard set of jumper cables, and then I also the smaller version. We have that Gulu, which is what I have in there. I probably should have some standard ones in there too. But that sucker's nice for charging devices. It's a flashlight. They have other ones that are also like emergency roadside flare, like flashes and stuff. But get you some jumper cables because the battery is one of the most common things to go bad on you. A good jack. Like my grandpa's name was Jack. I'd love to take him with me.
That's right.
But in my old Ford, that jack is like rusted to the frame. I can't even get it off.
Yeah.
So investing in a better jack, Jeep fanatics, they have those big, huge, what are those called? Those
Handyman jacks.
those big suckers.
Yeah.
Those are awesome, but not everybody can carry those. But make sure that your jack is like greased and that it easily opens, and that you have the tool.
Yeah.
It's usually right next to it to twist it and crank it. Because a lot of times that gets lost.
And you know where it's at, too.
Or sometimes it's in the trunk and the jack's in the front.
Exactly, yeah.
So just know where that all is and make sure that it's greased and oiled because it's a nightmare. And if you can, invest in a better jack than the one that comes standard with the vehicles, because they're not very big and they don't lift very high.
No.
Fixed flat's good to have in there. It's not always the best thing for a tire, but it will work. And a lot of them have pressure in there. You can, doesn't it? I think it'll pump it up and it blows all that goop in there, right?
I think, yeah, it does.
Take out the stem. Anyway, those do work. I've used them several times, so that's a good thing to have in there. Tire changing tools. It's awesome to have a. I just forgot the name of it. What's the star called? The like
a star wrench.
Star wrench. Yeah, those are nice weapons too.
They are. Yeah, absolutely.
Freaking mean.
Like the tire iron big.
But man, you can whip a tire off so fast with those, and they're easy to store in your vehicle. We talked about a fire extinguisher. Those are good to have because you never know, overheat and start a fire. Power inverter. Some of them are built into the newer cars, which I wish I had, but they're not that expensive, and you can get good ones up to like 800,000 watt. You know,
That's
you can
a
run a
lot of watts.
microwave on there. I'm on something like 1,000, 1,500 watt. Countermeasures. These are nice if you're in distress, if you need people to avoid smashing into the back of your vehicle because they're texting or doing whatever. Put some flares all over.
It's a good idea.
But they have some cool little. We got one in a Battlbox, or no, I think it was in Survival Box. That's just that little disc.
I think it was a Battlbox. I can't remember which one. One of those.
Anyways,
the little orange disc thing.
Yeah, it has
the
like
light.
it flashes. It makes sound, and kids love it.
Oh,
My
yeah.
little baby's been playing with it.
Exactly.
But those are easier. You know, you don't have to burn your fingers with the flares and things like that. But you can get flares too. Rags and tarps make life a lot easier if it's crawl under the vehicle, or also if you're in a storm or something like that, you can cover up your items that are outside the vehicle. Gloves, tape, the dual battery setup. It's pretty confusing actually.
For what? Dual batteries?
Yeah, because you
I don't
have to have with the dual battery setup. Instead, so you don't drain the other battery, you have to have. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting what it's called. Basically, it allows
Like a
both
trickle charge
batteries
type thing?
Yeah, basically, it allows you get the best way to set up is you get like a deep charge battery, and then you have your other for your regular crank. Both of them will charge when you're driving, but when you're running your vehicle, it isolates the battery. It's like it's like basically what it is, an isolator.
Isolator.
I have one in my yellow truck. We put one in. I just haven't put my
used
second
it.
battery in there. It's a little confusing, but you can buy. There's some item. I thought I put it in here. It didn't save in the notes. They actually make like this battery kit that you take along with you that can jump your ar, and it also can run the whole vehicle, and it has like outlets built into it.
Oh,
So basically,
cool. Yeah.
you put a car battery in it, and they've built the whole thing to support the inverter stuff. So
Cool.
JB Weld and a gas siphon is crucial because powers out, EMP, whatever it is. Gas station's been abandoned. If you have to, you siphon out of whatever vehicles you can find, and then you want to have a little can to do that. Even if you run out of gas for some reason, you have to walk up the road.
Yeah.
To find a can for that, it's kind of a pain.
It's a huge pain.
Can you fill up all these 16-ounce bottles?
Yeah.
And then like the little aluminum shovels. I have one sitting in the back window that, in the storm or whatever you need, bury your poop on the side of the road. I don't. I just leave
go.
it.
Yeah.
Just get out of there.
Ain't worried about it.
Having a car manual, most of them will come with it, but if you have an older vehicle, you can get online all the manual of the the electrical and maintenance and everything from back however old it is. So,
Yeah.
but having one of those is really nice. It makes it way easier. And then that life hammer, like you said, to get out. Easier to break windows. Can be used as a defense tool. It's just cool.
It is
Makes you
super
look
cool.
like a bad A.
That's
Don't
some
it?
good stuff. I
Anyways,
like that.
There's a lot of little items that you can throw in your vehicle that won't make it look like a bug out vehicle.
Yeah, it's inconspicuous, but it's stuff that you're going to need. Hey, real quick, Cameron, let's talk about SurvivaGuard. SurvivaGuard is the ultimate vitamin formula for emergency preparedness, survival, and life. You will have confidence in the knowledge that you are getting 100% of all 13 essential vitamins and 8 essential minerals, 11 super antioxidants, healthy omega-3 fish oils, and a unique proprietary NutriPrep blend for physical and mental emergency preparedness. We are confident that you will experience a better overall sense of well-being, more energy with enhanced alertness, and increased ability to concentrate with greater endurance, and you will be best prepared physically and emotionally for whatever situation you face, no matter how extreme. Guys, use our code CASUALPREPPERS, and you're going to get 20% off your order at survivaguard.com. That is a deal you can't pass up.
No way.
I don't care who you are.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Done.
Do it.
Do it and
All right.
love it.
Cam, let's talk about communication.
Yeah, so we was this our last? Well, our last one was communication.
It was, yeah, our last
not
episode.
the banter, but the one before it. So we've already talked about a lot of this stuff. The one thing that I've looked into and I've wanted is to have a cell booster in my vehicle. They're a little expensive. There's Web Boost, SureCall, High Boost, Nextivity, Wilson Pro. Go look them up. But they're pretty amazing how well they do work. They can give you quite the boost of signal like they're supposed to. And they're not like super complicated to set up. You just run an extra little wire and then you have a signal receiver in the back window. But this is something I do want. I haven't gotten, but you're looking around like 200, 250 for a good cell booster. And it works with all networks, GSM and CDMA radio signals on your phone. Also a radio. So we talked about the little handheld ham radio is probably one of the best all around because it has all the features that you need in these emergency scenarios. When you look up like a police scanner, a lot of times you're going to get like a hybrid. Sometimes it's a ham radio, sometimes it's a CB hybrid. But you're wanting to have something, and also with this, getting that radio so that you can listen into weather and you can listen, just even to just to have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
But also, if you look on, you can go online and you can look up the frequencies used by your local police department and everything like that so that you can see what's going on downtown.
It's a good idea.
CB radios, we talked about those. Know the lingo.
Yeah, you got to know it.
Kobe filled you in on that lingo. And then with your cell booster and all that, get you a good cell phone charger. Or an inverter so that you can still charge your devices.
The backup battery bank is huge, I think.
That's why I like that Gulu so much. And then, but yeah, we talked about the Baofeng, the little ham radio. It can do almost everything that you need. Walkie-talkies are nice though, because if you have to walk up the road to a gas station, a lot of the times I swear they just test those walkie-talkies on a road.
They do,
you know? So there's like, you got 3 miles of distance. They just do it on a straight roadway, but that's perfect. That's exactly what you want, so that you can, if neither of you have cell signal and you have to go up the road to find a gas station, the ham radio is complicated to use. So just a regular two-way set of good walkie-talkies is going to be essential. So anyway, that's just a quick rundown of having good communication devices beyond your cell phone. But also extending the range of your cell phone. And then some useful skills just to have, evasive driving. Maybe you're a police officer and you learned some of that cool stuff, but you can learn how to do, who hasn't attempted some of these? I used to spin around the parking lot at high school. I'd back up real fast and flip the front end around. But if you can, try some of those things safely. Wear your seatbelt.
Go to the church parking lot and figure it out.
But it may be something that saves your life or helps you prevent getting in trouble. There's some a-holes out there, and they know the techniques of coming up and pushing your back bumper over. And, how to get away from that. Or maybe you need to do the same. So learning some evasive driving skills can be very useful. It's nature in women. They've already learned how to do that. They just drive aggressively and blame it all on men.
Yeah, they do. That's sexist.
I know it was. Because my wife's always, men are so stupid. But I'm like, that was a woman that just did that to me. Anyway, it's a fight amongst us. Mechanic skills, knowing how to change your tire, knowing how to change your oil. I always try and get my kids to do, see how they do some of these things. So when they get older, I remember having I had these 2 roommates that did not know how to do any of that. And I'm like, you guys, you should know how to do something. I know that a lot of girls have learned how to do this, and I'm still being sexist right now, but it's just it's something that just needs to be learned. Other skills, learn how to drive a stick if you've never driven one.
What was I saw
My wife doesn't know.
statistic the other day of how many people know how to drive a standard, and it's a really, really low percentage.
I bet.
It's insane.
It's non-existent.
How is that even possible?
I know. And so learn how to do it. I'm sure you can find somebody with an old pickup. Hey, can I try to learn how to drive stick?
Can I go ruin your transmission?
And then maybe go as far as learning how to hotwire a car.
Yeah,
I don't
heck
know.
yeah. Why not?
There's YouTube still available.
It is.
And you
Right
can
now it
learn
is.
everything there. And then some improvised parts. My dad is like the professional at doing
Is he?
this.
That's awesome.
Balin twine, you would be amazed at what level of durability and improvised use that balin twine could be.
Yeah.
I remember looking underneath some of our farm vehicles and it's just like wires twisted together to hold all the exhaust up. And it's like balin twines keeping some of the belts from coming undone and using it as like a tightener. I'm like,
Oh my
holy
gosh.
crap. But learning how to kind of improvise when you don't have the exact parts.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff's interchangeable. I mean, a gas engine is a gas engine.
Exactly.
But anyway, so
Nice. I like that.
some tips.
Quick, a few other
Save your
things
life.
that you can modify with your vehicle before it starts getting insane, like into the bug out vehicle range, that you can kind of just think about. You can throw a winch on there, and that's not really that like conspicuous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of
They
people
even have
winches.
those ones that if you get it all wired, plug, and all you have to do is put it in your receiver.
Oh yeah,
plug it in.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
You're good to go.
Yeah, so it's just ready to roll. Another thing you could do is lockers. If you don't know what that is,
Like high school?
yeah,
Combination
Combination
lockers?
locker. Yeah,
Nobody's
basically-
getting into your gear with a combination
basically in
locker.
a four-wheel drive vehicle, it locks your differential, so both of your tires are always spinning. So if you're getting into some rough stuff,
Yeah.
it's just much better traction and things like that. And you don't nobody's the wiser that you got lockers.
It's true.
Something you can do. Off-road tires. Cam kind of talked about that. All-terrain tires are nice to have. Bed safe or toolbox is nice because you can throw a whole bunch of stuff in there. A roof rack.
They had some. I was looking on in the Survival magazine, and some of the common, like the companies that make like those fireproof safes that go in your house.
Yeah.
they make like a full on
Oh, wow.
toolbox made out of that.
That's
It was
kinda
like
cool.
$1,600.
Yeah, but it's not cheap.
But man, having one of those if you have a pickup would be
Heck yeah,
super nice.
man. And like I said, a roof rack is nice because you can put a whole bunch of gear up there if you need to.
Everybody loves a nice rack.
But I love a nice rack. You could also have like the gas can and the handyman jack.
Yeah.
At that point, you're starting to look like you're a little bit more.
Well, didn't you have a Jeep Cherokee? Those were always like my favorite.
Yeah,
That had
I
like
still have a Jeep Cherokee.
Well,
Yes,
the
I had an older
original
one.
Jeep
I
Cherokee.
did, yes. Mhm.
They always had like people put those big old.
Racks and
Yeah,
the
man.
jacks and stuff on there.
Yeah, those always look so sweet.
Yeah, and just a few other things that Cam kind of already touched on this, but keep your gas tank over half full. It's just a smart way to live. You know what I mean? Especially in a vehicle. Keep some physical maps and a
I guess I
road
kind
atlas.
of let navigation fall by the wayside.
That's all right. Keep physical maps and a road atlas in your car, and we're going to talk about that today with the survival boxes, actually.
Yeah.
And then just know your vehicle's limitations. You know, how far can you go? You know, four-wheel
Yeah.
drive without getting stuck. What's your fuel mileage? You know, where can
Everybody
you
probably
go?
knows once the gas light comes on just
Exactly
how far they can go.
Yeah, you know, what's your towing capacity? There's all those little things. Just make sure you know.
Yeah.
All of those things.
Yeah.
You know, and that, my
You
friends,
can't go and just lock up to a manure spreader and throw all your gear in it.
You
like
can't.
Bert from
You just
Tremors.
can't. You're right. You can't. So that's it, guys. That's prepping your vehicle.
Quick rundown on your bug out, non-bug out vehicle.
Exactly.
But hey, real quick before we do a review, I want to talk about survival boxes because I love them so much.
Okay.
They are the only subscription box packed with all of the essential survival supplies that you need to prep for surviving disasters, emergencies, or your next outdoor adventure. There are many different boxes to choose from, so you can order the survival food, water, and gear required for your survival plan. Sign up today and get survival boxes delivered to your doorstep every month. Easy as that. No contracts. Cancel anytime. Use promo code CASUALPREPPERS for 10% off your first box on any subscription or store order at survivalboxes.com.
So speaking of them, we've got some boxes.
So one thing
to look
I
at.
want to say real fast on survival boxes, if you've seen the gear in there, like don't think that this is like full on prepper doomsday stuff. It's like
Yeah.
the most practical stuff in
It's
the world.
super practical. Plus, it's prepper doomsday stuff. So this is the
So it's
alpha box.
Cool.
And so there's two dehydrated freeze dried meals. What did we get this time?
Pasta, primavera, granola.
Granola. Good stuff. And then we always get the water pouches.
Yep.
Which
Yeah.
are always good.
Those are four in there.
As well as the seeds.
So already you can stuff them right in your vehicle. As
Exactly.
soon as you get it.
And what seeds do we get?
Giant noble spinach.
So noble.
Oh, this is noble.
This spinach
We've
is
got
noble.
We've got 2 noble spinaches.
Oh, fantastic. That's good. So then we also got a Zippo windproof lighter and fuel canister set.
Perfect. These are great to throw in your dash.
They really are. And that's a $23 value, $24 value.
That's cool. Comes with both
down
of
to
them.
it. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Nice.
Then we got the Explorer Carabiner compass and thermometer.
I'm not showing everybody this.
Yeah, that's a good thing too. $8 value. Then we got the 1 quart wide
That's
mouth.
actually cool. I like that.
I know, I like that too.
Click that right on my back.
Wide mouth water bottle, and that's the BPA free type. So, and that's got the Survival Boxes logo, and Cam loves those things.
Super wide mouth.
Yeah. And then the next one, which is actually my favorite item, is the Rand McNally 2019 Road Atlas.
Yeah, that's
Fantastic for throwing in your vehicle.
You would think that we timed this
I know.
for the survival box.
Worked out perfect, didn't it?
Look at that.
And
You
that
love roads.
That's I think that
confusing.
one has Mexico and Canada and United States. I can't remember what it has. Yes, what does it say down here on the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, very
US
cool.
of A, Canada, and Mexico.
Yep, very cool stuff.
Man, this is perfect.
Yep. And then the last thing is the survival knowledge card. Always.
We rely so much on the freaking digital. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
It's
know.
like, just throw this in there.
And then at least you have a
Roads
backup.
aren't going to change in apocalypse unless there's a bomb.
Exactly. So very cool. So moving on.
Their stuff's so cool. I love it. So useful.
Hey, what was the survival knowledge card all about?
Oh yeah, the survival knowledge card is all about Homeland Security evacuation planning tips.
Oh, very cool. Love that kind of
Using your
stuff.
road atlas. That's awesome.
Love that stuff. Okay, so then we also got, I think, the Gear Only XL box.
Oh, big old wide sugar.
Yeah, so a lot of the same gear. So it has the Zippo windproof lighter and fuel canister set, just like the other one did, which is the $24 value. And then it has the Rand McNally 2019 Road Atlas, just like the other one. Fantastic item.
Road atlas.
And then the 1 quart wide mouth water bottle. Again, very good stuff. And then it has the Explorer Carabiner, compass and thermometer. And then the Gerber Gator Machete Junior.
Ooh, see?
Beautiful. That's
Told
the
you I
big
love a
one. I think
machete.
that's the big
Oh, I
one.
was going to say, that's kind of small.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see it hidden in there.
Yeah, it's a big old sucker.
Holy freak.
Yeah. I don't know why they call it Junior, because it's pretty dang big.
No, that's pretty much full-size machete.
Yeah, it's a big old freaking machete.
I was wondering, I'm like, this is kind of junior.
Yeah. So sweet machete. Yeah. And then they also have the Gerber Freeman Guide fixed blade knife.
Oh,
So that was the other knife you were looking at. Yeah. Yeah, nice little knife. And then the Goal Zero Lighthouse Mini rechargeable lantern with USB.
Are you hearing all this crap in here?
Yeah.
It's not crap. It's awesome. Ooh, that one's sweet.
Yep.
Cool.
And so then obviously the survival knowledge card. So,
My
man,
phone that just dinged.
I think it was the iPad. So how cool is that? Thank you, Survival Boxes. Good
Seriously,
stuff.
their stuff's amazing.
Yep.
Makes everything. It's almost like it goes along with our podcast.
Almost.
I mean, it's just interesting, right?
And
what a
then
coincidence.
we have Battlbox, guys. The latest.
Want me to read it?
Sure, if you want to.
I'll read this one. So this is Mission 50 from Battlebox. So the basic box, $60.91 value. The first thing in there is the Nebo Larry 2 flashlight.
Yeah,
Nebo Larry
This
2.
is that flashlight I was talking about that could kind of be used as a. See, it has like a clip on the back that rotates,
perfect. That's exactly. I think it is magnetic.
and then it has one of these, and then it also has
Is that a laser pointer?
Yeah, it's got a laser pointer and then the light.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
So it's kind of a cool little flashlight.
Yeah, that's sweet. $20 value. Going Clear cleaning mat. Going Gear, sorry. Going Clear.
Going clear. Yeah, so
Kobe took a picture of this.
yeah, it's a cool little mat that you can use for, fixing little things, or actually
Yeah.
use it for some of my EDC stuff to put on my nightstand so it kind of sticks to it and stays
Yeah,
there.
this is perfect to
Kinda
throw
cool.
out in your
Yeah.
workbench. The Flitz knife and metal polish.
Yeah.
So if you want to just polish your blade all night,
Cam likes to polish his blade.
if you want to get it all polished up, there you go. Flitz. And then the last thing in the basic box, the Off-Grid magazine issue, June and July.
I was actually pretty excited about this. I love these
I've looked at
off-grid
those
magazines.
Yeah, I've looked at those a couple of times and
Yeah.
never bought one.
Pretty
but
sweet.
Good stuff. Now in the advanced box, you get all that. Plus you get the Going Gear USB AA rechargeable batteries.
My favorite item of the box.
Yeah,
right
Kobe's
here.
wanted these, so
I've been talking about these for quite a while. You get 500 charges out of these suckers. They're basically just a AA battery. The top flips off, and it has a USB port.
such a genius
Right?
design.
And then you just plug it into any USB port. And
So you don't need to find a stupid
charge.
chintzy little charger to charge it in. You just plug it into,
Plug
and
it right
USB
in.
exists pretty much everywhere.
Pretty
now.
much everywhere.
Going Gear USB 4-port charging hub.
Yeah, so then it actually comes with a charging hub. So if you just have one, you can plug this in and
And
charge
that-
all four of
You
them
can use that for whatever else on your computer
as well.
too.
Yep.
And then you got the Real Still Alien Neck, Ally Neck, Ally? What is that? Alien Neck?
Alien neck. Yep.
Neck knife.
Yeah, so it's a neck knife from
That's a long neck
Real
knife.
Steel. Yeah.
Jeez. And then Real Still Universal Pocket Clip.
And it has a clip. That was just a
Part of that? Okay. Now for the Pro Box, all of that. Plus, you get the Rascal Archer's backpack. So, previous box, you had
this thing is cool looking.
you had the survival bow,
The bow, yeah.
from them, same company, and now you got a sweet backpack.
It
to
looks
put
like
in
it's a
there.
parachute or something.
It does. I was looking at how it folds open and it or rips open.
So
and
you
everything.
basically just like pull that and it pops off.
yeah,
you
it does
know.
look like a little
It
paratrooper's
looks like
bag.
but then like the bow and stuff slides right back in these slots back here.
Yeah, it fits perfect. It's
Fits
made for
perfect.
it. So that is an awesome bag. And then if you want to go Pro Plus, get the knife of the month. Plus all that, you get the Boker Mini.
Wait, did you do the water filtration? I didn't see
Where's
that.
that in there?
The P&G water.
Oh, I skipped it. It was in the basic box.
Oh, it was
Sorry.
in the basic
So
box.
you get some purification tablets.
Have you
these
seen
are
these?
super weird.
These are crazy.
Yeah, you drop. So you get this like murky, muddy water.
Yeah.
You know, if you dump out of a pond, you take the little capsule and drop it in. Then you mix it for like
5
20
minutes
minutes or
or
is it
something.
5
Yeah,
minutes?
it's like 5 minutes.
Probably not 20 minutes. And then it like all coagulates into
Yeah.
this big old
Ball of
nasty
nastiness.
Oh my gosh!
And then
it's
you can
super
drink the
weird.
water.
Yeah, and so even if you're a little scared after that, you just filter it out. And
Exactly.
You're not going to clog up your filter.
Yep.
Pretty. That thing was pretty amazing. I was like, that is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Now, all of that plus the Pro knife would be in the Pro Plus box, which is a $340.77 value. You get the Boker Mini Quaken.
Yeah, this is a sweet little EDC pocket knife, and probably the sharpest one I've gotten right out of the box. The sucker is like sharp as hell.
It's like
Yeah.
razor blade.
Yeah, I just like the size of it.
I do too.
It's nice and
It
small.
feels a lot like that cheaper one.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously this one's a lot more decked out, but I like those like switchblade ones that are pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we've said before, these guys are magicians.
Yep.
They can get you all of that for not for $340. What was the new pricing? Did you ever look that
I
up?
still haven't looked it up. I need to look it up.
I'll look it up real quick. But yeah, so there you go. You got the Battlbox Mission 50. Gives you a ton of sweet gear. All of it very useful. So we love them. Good job.
Yes, sir.
It's time for the quick and dirty medical tip.
So we talked about real quick adding a medical kit to your car. I just wanted to go over, like I've gone through a bunch of different packs, trauma kits and first aid kits to see how you make this kind of universal kit. So most of the time this applies to all the first aid kits of the things I like. Obviously, I work in medicine, so I have a little bit more than you normally would need because I do stitches and so I have some lidocaine and all that stuff. You don't need that. So I just want to go over real quick a bag full of what things in your car.
Yeah.
First, you want a good organized bag, one that you could see, like either it has windows or it rolls out so it's mesh, so that you can
Yeah.
get to those items quickly. Because I've fumbled around with some of those kits, like Band-Aid, 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 and I find out,
Yeah.
there's no gauze in there or something. So get a good bag. The ones that some of those cheaper kits come in, they're sucky. So you want to find one and organize your gear. Even if it's cheaper gear, just get one that's more organized so you can get to it a lot quicker and know exactly where to look. Battlbox actually gave us that bag, that emergency bag. Remember,
Yeah.
it had like an additional part for the gloves to pull out one side.
Yep,
and
yeah.
Anyways, just look for a nice bag to put your items in so that it's separate and you can get to your stuff fast. So here's some of the things that I have in mind. Gloves, obviously, if you're working on anybody, yourself or somebody else, you want to be protected in that. Also, those gloves, if you're changing oil or anything, just have a
Yeah.
couple. They're tiny and you can smash them in there. A CPR mouth guard. If you have to give CPR to somebody, that beard rubbing on your face, deep in your lips, or they puke.
So bad.
You want to have a mask.
Yeah.
A light so you can check, pupil reactions and see, if it's in the dark, you can see where injuries are and things like that. You should already have one anyway, but it's nice to have like a pen light or a really small LED light in that. A marker. And I have that in there because a lot of times if there's a big accident, you're the first one there. You can kind of triage a little bit and mark to help.
Like right on their forehead?
Yeah, wherever you need to. Just get a good Sharpie, something that's going to stay on there and not sweat off. Sanitizer, having some alcohol in there to clean your hands afterwards. Even though you use your gloves, there's always some nasty crap. Like they did a study where they did like prostate and rectal exams, took the glove off, put their hand in, and it like grew the same time.
Oh,
It's
man.
so disgusting.
Jeez.
Double glove it. A small blanket, we've talked about that, but like a bivy or something, because shock, the main thing is body temperature. You want to keep them. And then it's just a comforting thing to have for somebody that's gone through an accident, things like that. Sam Splint, those are always super nice. They're that malleable aluminum, that are just nice to hurry quick put in place, and then you just wrap it with some bandage. And so that brings me to having some ace bandage or some Coban or something to hold dressings or a splint in place. A chest seal, those hyphen ones are tiny. Like
Yeah,
they're
take no space
like
at all.
paper thin, and a punctured lung from a rib or something. You got a leaky chest wound or a gunshot. Those are easy to have, and there's like no skill behind it. You just peel it off and slap it over the top. Trauma dressing and gauze. The trauma dressing is a little bigger and it absorbs a lot more, and you can stuff it into wounds. So it's good to have because car accidents are usually pretty gory.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to help out, you have some gear, some extra supplies for EMT, or you're the only one there in the middle of nowhere. You have something to absorb the blood. And the 4x4 gauze I like just in a kit. Usually you just peel it open and they're all available. I hate ripping them out of those stupid paper packets. Compression gauze. So they have regular gauze it's kind of got the elasticity to it to use to hold it in place and also will absorb. A tourniquet. Trauma shears are easy to get, and you never know. You might have to cut a pant leg off. Maybe cut shirt off somebody.
You don't
That's
know.
the first thing you do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, baby, just
Looks
be
like you
careful.
got a scratch. We're going to get this off. Pain medication, just having Tylenol, ibuprofen, things like that you can use. And then some sprays, like they have some antibiotic sprays, burn sprays. And then burn dressing. A lot of car accidents, too. There's fire. People get pulled out of fire. You can slap some of those, like was it Aqua Gel or...
Yeah.
They have like
Aqua Gel. Yeah,
they
that's
got
one
these
of
like
those.
these huge sheets that you can just lay over a wound, and
Oh, wow.
they're really nice because they're kind of soothing and they protect the wound and prevent infection until somebody more advanced can take care of it. And just having those regular Band-Aids is useful. I think I've used 500 million for my kids.
Yep.
And then a bandana or a triangle bandage. There's multiple uses for those. You can even use them kind of as a tourniquet, as a gauze bandage. So those are just like the basic things that come in a lot of those kits. There's just a few items in there like the Sam splint and the chest seal, CPR mouth guard that you might need to add to it. But you don't need to go over the top. You don't need to have the EMT trauma kit that takes up the whole back of your car. Just add these few things and you can still have pretty much all of it in this like little, I have like a little zip rubber thing that's like in sheets. So you really don't need to take up that much space. Just have it organized and then add these things in there, and that's all you need.
Awesome.
Hopefully that helps.
That helps me. I can tell you that. Guys, thank you for listening today. I just want to take a second to say thank you for listening all the time. Like,
Seriously.
it's really cool that you guys are downloading and that you're listening and that we're getting messages from you guys. It really makes our day when we get a message like, man, my day was shitty. It was bad.
Yeah, we
But then-
had one this week that way,
Yeah.
and it seriously like just totally makes Kobe and I's day to hear that.
Yeah, like just thank you for being...
We're here to have fun.
Yeah, for being around and for subscribing and for sharing and all those types of things. We're pretty dang lucky to have you guys around.
We
'cause
really
can
are.
do what we're doing.
We've learned a ton from you guys too. So.
We absolutely have. So please keep sending the messages. Please keep listening and sharing and all those types of things.
Have a good Easters.
Yes, have a good Easters, and we will see you next time.